Actually, this is the first. You may take these all pathways as the practice session of what you studied in enzyme. So all pathways will provide you a different type of context to experiment with the theory that you have already studied, to experiment, to actually to apply those all principles that you have studied in enzyme. So this all pathway will provide you a platform to apply those all concepts. So glycolysis. So let's talk about glycolysis. As the name suggests, glyco and lysis. So what does this mean? Glyco means carbohydrate and lysis is breakdown. So this simply means glycolysis means carbohydrate breakdown. The simple meaning. Okay. The simple meaning is carbohydrate breakdown. Now, in this session, though I have written many things, I don't go by this objectives because objective is not very memory friendly. I'll tell you one thing. So I will give you my own way of understanding things. So you will let me give a background. When I give background, I will give 5 questions. Why does this happen? Why does this pathway happen? When does this pathway happen? Okay. What are the enzymes? What are the actually enzyme coenzymes? What enzymes and coenzymes? Coenzymes. Then fourth, where does this pathway happen? And then fifth is how does it happen? So these 5 questions, if we answer, you will have a good background. You will get a context of the pathway. You will get a context of the pathway. It will provide you with context of the pathway. So why does this happen? This pathway happens mainly to supply energy. Supply energy. Okay? Supply energy. First, and if you have excess carbohydrate, this pathway will also help formation of fat. It will help in formation of lipid. If you take additional carbohydrate, when does it happen? So because I told you when you take carbohydrate, then only this pathway will happen. And when I talk about the pathway, just remember I am talking about the liver. I am actually talking this pathway in context of liver, not elsewhere. So we will apply elsewhere, the same type of pathway will happen, but mainly we talk in context of liver. Okay, and then we compare with other tissue. So when does it happen? In liver. In liver, it will happen in fat condition. Fat condition in liver. Fat condition in liver and also in muscle. Fat condition. In fat condition. But in other tissue, for example, the tissue that is RBC, because RBC, you know, this is RBC. RBC does not have nucleus. Okay, it does not have nucleus. That is why it cannot produce RNA and it cannot produce mitochondria. It does not have nucleus. It does not have mitochondria as well. So because of that, this RBC will have to depend on only on glycolysis. That is why it will happen glycolysis. Glycolysis will always happen in RBC and brain. In RBC and brain, there will always be glycolysis, both fat condition and fasting. Both fat and fasting. I will divide, always try to divide pathway into this condition. Which pathway happens in fat condition, which pathway happens in fasting condition. So fasting. Always happening both in fat and fasting for RBC and brain. For muscle and liver and also adipose tissue, muscle, fat tissue and liver. It will happen in fat condition. Just remember only liver for the time being. For liver, it will happen in fat condition after you eat. Now, So where does it happen? Let me answer this answer first. Where does it happen? It will happen in cytosol of different tissues, especially nucleated cell. Cytosol of all nucleated cells. So glycolysis will happen in cytosol of all nucleated cells, and it happens in fed condition. When it happens in fed condition, why does it happen? Mainly to supply energy during fed condition. And if you eat excess carbohydrate, it will form lipid in fed condition. Then what are the important enzymes and coenzymes? What are the important enzymes and coenzymes? So let me write very. So this is cytosol of nucleated cell. Now where does it happen? So what are the important enzymes? Important enzymes are rate limiting enzymes. So we have 3 rate limiting enzymes. And these all 3 rate limiting enzymes are kinases. First is glucokinase or hexokinase. We will talk in detail about this. Second is PFK, phosphofructokinase. Third is PK. GK, PFK, and PK. So these are the important enzymes. And vitamins, vitamin B3 as NAD. Vitamin B3 is required as NAD. So we will talk about this. Now we have already done. Let's start with the glycolysis. What is glycolysis? So glycolysis, as I told you, glycolysis is breakdown of carbohydrate. So can you remember this as carbohydrate, as I have told you? So will you remember this hexagonal carbohydrate as hexagonal plate? Will you imagine the carbohydrate as hexagonal plate? Tell me. Yes?
Yes, 6 carbon.
Yes, 6 carbon. Though there is one more carbon here, I am not drawing. Just consider it as hexagonal plate for the convenience of your memory, so that you will remember. So it is lysis. So see, you break. Just remember, this is a plate. So you are breaking this plate, crack. So you can just visualize that sound. Crack sound is coming from this. And then after breaking, you can see this very carbohydrate is converted into 2 parts. This and this. So this is breaking of this glucose or any other monosaccharide. It may be fructose also, galactose also, any monosaccharide. So glucose is the main monosaccharide. Maybe 98% fuel will be glucose. So this is glycolysis, crack, and then in that glycolysis there will be oxidation also. So first there will be breaking down, break, and oxidation. So I want you to actually make you aware with a very visual mnemonics type of mnemonics. So you imagine, close your eyes and imagine a hexagonal plate is breaking like crack, noise is coming and zzz. So it's burning like zzz. So this is what glycolysis is, crack and zzz, crack and zzz, crack and zzz. So you can remember glycolysis in a very funny way, crack and zzz. So what happens in glycolysis? Glycolysis will be, there will be breakdown and there will be burning. Oxidation means how do you get energy during cooking your food? Tell me. What is fire? It is just oxidation of gas that contain carbon, hydrogen with oxygen, and this will release carbon dioxide, and then carbon dioxide H2O that you don't see as a vapor, and then fire. The same principle is being utilized here. As I told you, the energy from any molecule is extracted because of oxidation, because of the enzyme oxidoreductase enzyme. You can see oxidation. Other enzyme will help in breaking this molecule, and oxidizing enzyme oxidoreductase will extract energy from this. So crack and zoo. Will you remember this? Simple background of glycolysis.
Yes.
So you can see.
So all the time should be oxygen, like oxidation.
Yes, it is we will see that step by step. We will see which reaction is oxidation. There is only one oxidation step in whole glycolysis, but there are steps where you will see the breaking of the glucose into two, like hexagonic plate is breaking and then zoo. First will break and then will be oxidized. Zoo. Break and zoo. So oxidation, zoo, like. So I will explain each thing. What is that break and what is that zoo, oxidation. So I am telling like this so that these are very colloquial thing, and this colloquial thing goes into mind very easily. They are very palatable to your memory, and you will remember glycolysis forever. And that is why I am using this way of delivery. So you can see. So this is very complicated, and this is biochemistry, real biochemistry. So I will make this complicated thing very easy in this way. So we will talk about all these products. Now you can say, and then with the first background, why does it happen, when does it happen, where does it happen? Let me tell you, this is actually glycolysis is the first step of cellular respiration. So do you know what is cellular respiration?
Aerobic and anaerobic.
Okay, aerobic and anaerobic, that's good. So anaerobic, cellular respiration is anaerobic respiration. Aerobic, it will happen in RBC. And then we are mainly, first, let me focus more about aerobic, because aerobic is whole thing, anaerobic is part only. So if you understand aerobic, you will understand automatically anaerobic. Just if there is no air, it is anaerobic. Aerobic, so when air is like oxygen is present, what will happen? A fuel can be carbohydrate. Especially, let's talk only about carbohydrate right now. So glucose, let's take the example of glucose. So glucose will actually oxidize and will ultimately convert into CO2. A glucose will convert into 6 CO2, and then there will be about 6 H2O, and there will be ATPs. So we will talk about how many ATP is produced from this. About 35 ATP. Okay, so this is the ATP and is produced. As you have seen in fuel, so carbon, hydrogen is gasoline. The gas, this liquid petroleum LPG gas will react with oxygen. It will produce H2O, CO2, and then fire. Here, in place of fire, ATP is being produced, because our body is very stepwise method. What happens? Reaction in our body happens the very similar reaction, but it happens in very stepwise and very controlled way. And that is why we don't burn. Fire is not produced. In place of fire, ATP is produced, which is a very easily manageable energy currencies. If fire produced in our body, we would not survive. So this is the method. The similar type of reaction is happening inside our body. This reaction is called cellular respiration. Okay, this reaction is called cellular respiration. What is respiration? Taking of oxygen. So cell is taking oxygen for doing this purpose, and this whole function is called cellular respiration. And in this whole topic, in whole MSK, we will actually complete our cellular respiration. of glucose. Okay. So in other words, we will talk only about glucose oxidation in the whole of this part, whole of this MSK session, from glycolysis to electron transport chain. So we will actually burn glucose completely in this MSK system. So we will see. So this cellular respiration include, this is the glycolysis is the first step of cellular respiration. Okay. So you understood cellular respiration? Did you understand?
Yes, doctor. Yes.
Okay. So this glycolysis is the first step in cellular respiration. There are 3 steps in cellular respiration. First step is glycolysis. This is the cellular respiration means glucose oxidation. So this is the first step. Glycolysis is the first step. Second step is Krebs cycle. Third step is electron transport. So these 3 topics we are going to talk in all of this unit. So in that, you whenever I teach you anything, just remember it is part of oxidation of glucose. If you remember that way, so you will have a big picture. I'm providing here you a big picture. With on this big picture, incorporate everything what I teach in maybe 7 classes, 6-7 classes. We have 7-8 classes. So okay. So this is the first step of cellular respiration, and it is very regulated process. So let's talk about this glycolysis. You can see glucose. This is glucose. Glucose is converting into, first you can see I told you breaks. It breaks. So you can see glucose. So glucose, though it is not shown here, just remember glucose is there. So glucose is just first broken down into this. Break. Here. And then burn. Zoo. Break, zoo. Break and burn. Break and burn. So this step, this is stage 1. And this is stage 2.
Doctor, what is the structure for BAN? Can you please?
For what?
Structure for BAN.
Structure for?
BAN. B-U-N.
Not burn. Burn, it is burn. Did I write burn? It is burn.
Oh, okay.
Burn means oxidation.
Yeah.
It is burn.
But by the way, what is the structure of BAN? Can you please
It is not the structure. It is fire. It is actually burning the glucose.
Yeah, I know. But BAN has a special structure because
no, it's like I mean to express it as oxidation.
Yeah. I know what you mean here, but
so oxidation I will show everything. Don't worry about this.
Okay, no problem.
Just remember.
Okay.
So this is the stage. Second stage is oxidation step. First is breaking step. Second is oxidation step. I will explain everything. Don't worry about it. So okay. So what will happen is, I'll tell you what will happen is. So don't worry about this. So what will happen is, first glucose. Glucose will again convert into. You can see here also glucose. Forget about this phosphate. For the time, forget about. I'm simplifying this whole pathway. So glucose will convert into fructose, and then this fructose will break down into 2 compounds. One is, this is hexose sugar. This is hexose sugar. This is also hexose sugar. Now this will, because this is 6 carbon, like this. These both are 6 carbon. So as I told you, this will break, crack. So now this is the step where it will crack into this 2. This one is glyceraldehyde. GLD, I will write glyceraldehyde. Here you can see dihydroxyacetone phosphate. I will write it TAP, dihydroxyacetone phosphate. So what is aldehyde? I told you in the beginning only, aldehyde will have O group in the beginning and H here. And acetone will have in between, both carbon. So this is acetone and this is aldehyde. As a matter of fact, this acetone actually will not metabolize to pyruvate. It actually convert into this. And this is a reversible reaction. It is a reversible reaction. If fat has to produce, this will convert into this. If you eat too much of glucose, if fat has to produce, so from this, fat will be produced. And this also will be utilized for fat, or actually triglycerol will be produced from this triglycerol. If after this glycolysis, if body This glycolysis supplies enough energy, so this will produce fat. Now for glycolysis, we are talking about glycolysis, so it will this dihydroxyacetone phosphate will convert into this. So this is the phosphate. So now what will happen, because when it converts into it will become 2. Okay, it will become 2. So glyceraldehyde, you can see glyceraldehyde, GLD, aldehyde, glyceraldehyde, aldehyde. This is aldehyde. This is aldehyde. Okay, this is aldehyde. Now this is aldehyde. I will not write, I will write R group here. That will represent next 2 carbon, because it is 3 carbon, this and this carbon will be represented by R. So this aldehyde will now oxidize and it will convert into acid, glyceric acid. Aldehyde will convert into acid. Aldehyde will convert into acid. You can see. Can you see glyceraldehyde? Here, can you see glycerate? Yes. This is glyceraldehyde converting to glycerate. Into glycerate, and this into glycerate. Tell me.
Yes.
So glycerate and glyceric acid is also called as glycerate. So first break down into this and then oxidation. So oxidation, aldehyde, when it is oxidized, it will form a glyceric acid. So what is glyceric acid? I will write little bit glyceric acid. Acid, I will write draw the structure of acid. So acid will have this structure, and here in place of H there will be OH. You can see addition of oxygen here. So this is glyceric acid. So this is acid. So aldehyde will convert into acid. Acid will convert into ketoacid. So this is pyruvate. Enol, pyruvate, and pyruvate. These are ketoacid. Ketoacid. So this is the journey of molecule. You can see glucose, fructose. Fructose will break down into 2, break, and then oxidation into acid, and acid will convert into ketoacid. Did you understand? Will you tell me what happens? Glucose will convert into what?
Fructose.
Great.
Plus 6.
So for the time being, we will forget about this phosphate, okay? And then what will happen? Fructose will break and it will produce what? Glyceraldehyde. And this dihydroxyacetone phosphate. So this can convert to each other. So 2 glyceraldehyde will be there. So glyceraldehyde will convert into what? Acid.
Glyceric acid.
Glycerate. Yes, glyceric acid or glycerate. Okay. Now this glycerate will convert into a ketoacid. Ketoacid is called pyruvate. Now did you understand the glycolysis? Don't you find difficult to forget this?
Doctor, what's DAP?
Dihydroxyacetone phosphate.
Thank you.
Dihydroxyacetone. I mean to say dihydroxyacetone. So it will also convert into glyceraldehyde. Did you get that? Is there any problem? Is there any question? Now, where do you see oxidation happening?
From 2 glyceraldehyde to glycerate.
Yes, oxidation is happening here. In the beginning of, after it breaks down, then in the beginning of this, in the beginning only, oxidation will happen. So this is the first stage. This is the stage 1. Their glycolysis can be divided into 2 stages. This is stage 1, break, and then stage 2. Oxidation will happen here. This is burn step. break verb. Now, so let's study the way the thing is given in book. So you can see this is glucose. Glucose converts into fructose. Fructose converts into fructose. So this is glucose to fructose. Now fructose will break into glyceraldehyde and dihydroacetone phosphate. So this is aldehyde, again 3 acid, glycerate, glycerate, glycerate. So 3. So 3 acid, 3 steps, and this is 2 pyruvate, 2 step, 3 to 5 step. And here you see this is 1 step. This is 6th. This is 7 step, 8, 9, 10 steps. So glycolysis is made up of how many steps?
10 steps.
10 steps. First half is 5 and next half is 5. So this first half, you can see the first reaction you will see is kinase reaction, and this is a rate limiting step. The rate limiting step is always irreversible step. So you can see this is first step. Kinase. What does kinase mean? Adding phosphate to glucose with the help of ATP. This is kinase. Which kinase? There are 2 types of kinase. We will talk about this kinase. Hexokinase, elsewhere glucokinase in the liver. Hexokinase, glucokinase converts glucose into glucose 6-phosphate. Now glucose 6-phosphate and fructose 6-phosphate, they are isomer. That is why isomerase enzyme will convert glucose 6-phosphate into fructose 6-phosphate. They are reversible reaction. Isomerase enzyme will. Now this is transferase. Kinase is transferred. Again, third reaction is also done by kinase, phosphofructokinase. And I have written 1. There is significance of this 1. We will talk about later about this one. So fructose 6-phosphate will be converted into fructose 1. You can read 1 PFK1 will convert fructose 6-phosphate into fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. Bis means 2. Bis means 2. Tris means 3. Like that. So fructose 6-phosphate will convert into fructose 6,1,6-bisphosphate. So glucose is converted into glucose. Here glucose 6 fructose is converting into fructose with addition of 1 glucose, 1,6-bisphosphate. Now this will break down. Fourth reaction is aldolase. Aldolase is placed into which group of enzyme classification? Lyase. That is why it breaks this molecule into 2. 3 compounds. So this is hexagonal molecule. It breaks into this and this. Break. Now after break, you can see, so this will also convert into this. There will be 2. So glyceraldehyde will convert into glyceric acid. Glyceraldehyde will convert into glyceric acid. And this is the reaction. You can see this is also kinase reaction. You can see here. This is the reaction. You can see here is the generation of NADH, and the reaction is done by dehydrogenase enzyme, oxidoreductase enzyme, the enzyme of group number 1. So glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, the substrate plus function. So glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase will actually extract electron from this molecule, and it will change this molecule into acid. Now this acid will release 1 phosphate here. This phosphate here. So phosphate is actually released here, 1,3-phosphate. So this is 3-phosphate is converting into glyceraldehyde. Aldehyde 3-phosphate is converting into 1,3-bisphosphate. You can see addition of inorganic phosphate, not ATP. An addition of inorganic phosphate here. 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate, and at the same place removal of this NADH, production of NADH. So this is the only oxidation step in the whole glycolysis, and this actually is made from vitamin B3, niacin. Now after this 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate will convert into 3-phosphoglycerate by producing ATP, because this is this 2 molecule, that is why there will be production of 2 ATP from this step, and this is done by because there is production of ATP, because phosphate is being transferred to ADP. That is why this is also kinase, phosphoglycerate kinase. This step is 3-phosphoglycerate to 2, that is why mutase. This is a type of isomerase, transferring phosphate from carbon 3 to carbon 2 to phosphoglycerate. Now this 2-phosphoglycerate, from this water will be released, and there will be formation of double bond, and that is why this is called hydrolyze. Hydrolyze, formation of double bond by release of water, or breaking of double bond by utilization of water, hydrolyze. So you can see these are reversible reaction. These are reversible. So you can also see the opposite reaction possible here. But I am taking this reaction. There are only 3 irreversible steps. These are rate limiting steps. The last step is pyruvate kinase. Conversion of phosphoenol pyruvate to pyruvate. Here also you will see when there is kinase, there will be either utilization of ATP or production of ATP. Here you will see production of 2 ATP. So did you understand the pathway?
Sorry, doctor, could you just repeat which of the steps were irreversible? Like, yeah.
Can you see red, red, red?
Yeah, yeah.
These are irreversible.
Okay, perfect.
And coincidentally, they all are kinases. Can you see?
Yeah, thank you.
So if they are kinase, what will they do? You know, either utilize ATP or produce ATP. So you can see first this breaking reaction is also, this pathway is called preparatory phase, and this second phase is called payoff phase. You know, when broiler is grown, what does this people do? When broiler is grown, make the chicken to eat. So this is preparatory phase for chicken. Then after the chicken eats and chicken grows enough, so there will be slaughter of chicken, and this is payoff. The same thing you can see here also. You can use this analogy. So here you can see feeding with ATP, feeding of it with ATP, and then in payoff phase, production of ATP. Preparatory phase and payoff phase. And the whole glycolysis, if you see whole glycolysis, there will be 4 kinases, 10 steps. 10 steps. In that 10 steps, you will easily remember 4 steps, 4 enzymes. 4 enzymes are kinases. 4 kinases. 3 kinases are rate limiting steps. 1 hexokinase is HK. GK is rate limiting step. PFK is rate limiting step. PFK 1 is rate limiting step, and then PK is rate limiting step. These 3 are rate limiting steps. You can see. And here is the 4th kinase, PGK, phosphate. This is a reversible step. This is not rate limiting, but production of ATP is happening here. So wherever you have seen utilization of energy and production of energy, you can see kinases coming. So production of energy is happening at kinase, 2 kinases. One is phosphofructokinase and other is pyruvate kinase. Utilization of energy is happening where? These 2 rate limiting enzymes, hexokinase and phosphofructokinase. So that is why if you remember 4 kinases, name of 4 kinases, you will remember the important steps. That rate limiting step also, and you will also remember the step where ATP production happens in glycolysis. So is enzyme topic helping you?
Doctor, if I don't know if you prepared this slide or not, but I believe if you like give each step like summary in line or 2 lines.
No, I'll tell you.
Because
So,
we understand in general all these steps, but
No.
when memorize.
See, each step you will find easily in books. Okay, you will easily find in books. My purpose is to make you memorize also.
Do we need to memorize this whole thing?
Yes, whole thing. Glycolysis you need to memorize.
Oh,
So that
okay.
is why I told you glucose is converting into glucose.
Okay.
Glucose is converting into fructose. And then fructose will convert into aldehyde. Aldehyde to the glycerate. And then this. Okay. So when I tell you the all thing, what is I'm doing? I'm putting the in all step, actually 4 kinases, I'm making one. If you understand 4 kinases, you will feel like they are one. This kinase, this kinase, this kinase, this kinase. See these steps. These are similar steps.
Yeah,
First two,
correct. But I mean, in the test, we understand this, but in the test, we come to the question where it says, okay, what is the result of how could you achieve the phosphoglycerate kinase? And that will be hard to memory, like to.
so phosphoglycerate kinase, actually you can easily there are books, in books you can easily find those steps. Okay, so I want you to look at the Lipin cuts. You will find each step in explaining, because why I did not include here each step separately, because it will be just time consuming only, and it will not be that worthy to explain each step, and it is also not important for exam point of view also. That is okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So you can go through those that Lipin cuts, any book, you will find each step separately. Okay, but let me explain. So this, among this 10 step, 4 step are kinase. This, this. So if I pay more time on one slide, you will memorize everything. That is why I'm actually spending. I'm not flipping slide. I'm spending so that you will memorize everything. So these are 4 kinases. 4 kinases are, among these 4 kinases, you will see 3 are rate limiting steps, and then 1 is not rate limiting, it is reversible, but you will see consumption of ATP and production of ATP. You already know what does kinase do. Kinase either consume ATP or produce ATP. So you easily understand the steps. So this is the steps. This is the 7th steps and 10th steps. You will see the production of ATP. Now this is the 6th step. This is the 5. This is the first step of this payoff phase, where you see the production of NADH. So this is the only oxidoreductase step, 6th step. So this is how you already remember 5 main steps. So this 5 main steps is very important. You need to remember this 5 steps: 4 kinase step and 1 oxidoreductase. 4 plus 1. And that's the most important steps you need to remember.
So not reverse. This is
where ATP is produced and where ATP is consumed, and where NADH is produced. Got that? What you need to
I'm sorry, doctor. Stage 2, not reversible, right?
Stage 2, you can see no.
No.
The whole, if you see glycolysis whole as a whole glycolysis, it is irreversible whole nature, because but the stage 2, you can see there are 5 reaction. Among that 5 reaction, 4 are reversible. 1, 2, 3, 4 are reversible. Last step is irreversible.
Oh, okay.
And this is rate limiting step. All rate limiting steps are irreversible. In preparatory phase, you will see here also, you will see 5 steps: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 steps. In that 5 step, first and third steps are irreversible, and these are rate limiting steps. And luckily, they are both kinases. Here, consumption of ATP at both steps.
Doctor, is there any inhibition here? Like, could
we will talk about that. We will talk about regulation. First, memorize the pathway. Yes, did you memorize the pathway?
No.
So just tell me, glucose will convert into what?
Fructose.
Fructose.
Glucose 6-phosphate. Glucose will convert to glucose 6-phosphate.
Oh.
Okay?
Oh, just
6-phosphate. Okay, glucose will convert into glucose 6-phosphate, 2 glucose. Then this glucose 6-phosphate will convert into
Fructose with ATP.
Phosphate.
fructose 6-phosphate. Glucose, glucose, fructose, fructose. Then this fructose 6-phosphate will convert into fructose 1,6-bisphosphate.
The
Okay.
bisphosphate name, does that just mean that there are 2 phosphate?
Yes, bis means 2.
Okay.
Okay, bis means 2. So this bisphosphate will break into 2. One is glyceraldehyde, 3-phosphate, and then dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Phosphate. Okay. Then what will happen next? Tell me, be quick. This will convert. Yes. Then.
Will produce NAD.
Yeah. Very good. It will produce NADH because it is only oxidative step. Then glyceraldehyde will convert into what?
Glycer phosphate something.
Glyc 1,3-bis phosphoglycerate.
Phosphoglycerate.
Okay, then this phosphoglycerate will convert into what? Again, glycerate. There will be production of ATP. This will be 3-phosphoglycerate. And then this 3-phospho will convert into 2-phosphoglycerate. Then glycerate will convert into pyruvate.
Pyruvate.
Phosphoenol pyruvate. Okay, and then phosphoenol pyruvate will convert into pyruvate with production of ATP. This is also reversible step. This is also reversible step. This is also last, first, third, and last are irreversible steps. And these are kinases. There will be initially there will be consumption of ATP to ADP. Then here you will see production of ATP. 7th step and then 10th step. You will see production of ATP. So will you memorize? Do you think you will memorize? It's easy, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe by repeating it.
Yeah, it will be easy. I have tried it very easy. I have given you many contexts so that you will memorize. Okay. So this is preparatory phase. Why? Because ATP is consumed. This is payoff phase. Why? Because ATP is produced. This type of ATP production is called substrate level phosphorylation. You remember this term. We will require this substrate level phosphorylation. ATP production is phosphorylation. Substrate level phosphorylation. This ATP production is substrate level phosphorylation. So this is glycolytic pathway, whole glycolytic pathway. So I want you to memorize everything about glycolytic pathway. Only these 5 main important reactions you have to memorize. 4 kinases and 1 oxidative reactase. That is dehydrogenase. So these 5 steps you need to memorize. Okay. See, enolase is also 9th step. So we will study the inhibitor of enolase. So you can remember this also. Enolase is require water. It converts into this glycerate to phosphoenol glycerate. Phosphoenol pyruvate. It converts glycerate to phosphoenol pyruvate. So tell me, all kinases including protein kinase are
Transferase.
So this you easily answer this question. Transfer phosphate ATP to substrate. So all rate limiting enzymes in glycolysis are kinases except
Pyridine.
PJQ.
so this is the kinase of glycolysis which is not a rate limiting step. Okay.
Doctor, the previous question, can you repeat it, please?
This question,
The previous one. Yeah.
all kinases including protein kinases, are transferases. These are very easy. I have been telling from the beginning. So all rate limiting enzymes, yes? All rate limiting enzymes in glycolysis are kinases except this. We have hexokinase and glucokinase. Actually, they both represent first step only. This in liver, this elsewhere, this elsewhere. So this is the enzyme which is reversible step. Now, only oxidative reductase present in aerobic glycolysis is. What is the oxidative reductase of glycolysis?
Glyceraldehyde. C.
D. D.
C? Is it C? It
E.
is C. C. Dehydrogenase has to be there. Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. You can see from the only this is the oxidative reductase enzyme in whole glycolysis. Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. You will see only production of NADH here, not any other place. So sequence will be glucose to fructose, fructose to glyceraldehyde, glyceraldehyde to glycerate. Here is the oxidation. So glycerate to ketoase, pyruvate. So phosphoenol pyruvate and pyruvate. So this is the energetics. You need to memorize this energetics. So this is the energetics you will see. Have you seen? So what is the total production of ATP? Total production of ATP is 7. We will talk about this 5. Why 5? I will give you explanation. So where is the consumption of ATP? Do you see the two places? This is the first step and this is third step. Both rate limiting steps. Have you seen the consumption of 2 ATP? Yes? So tell me, the consumption of ATP happens where? In glycolysis.
In the first stages.
First step. What is that enzyme? Where consumption happens?
Deconase.
Yes, hexokinase or glucokinase. Always they go wherever ATP comes, utilization and production, it is kinase. So it is hexokinase, 1 ATP. Utilization. Then where is the next ATP utilization? Third step. What is that step?
PFK.
Yes. PFK. Phosphofructokinase. Phosphofructokinase. 1. There will be production of 1 ATP. There will be consumption of 1 ATP. So can we write minus here? So minus. Where is the production of ATP? Again, 2 kinase step will be there. Tell me. What is the next kinase? Phosphoglycerate kinase. How many ATP produced? How many ATP produced?
2.
2 ATP. Good. And then last step, PGK and then PK. In short name, you can remember short name. GK, HK, PFK, PGK, PK. PK also, how many ATP? 2.
3.
So NADPH produced where? NADH production. How many NADH produced? 2 NADH.
2.
Which step?
The 6-glyceraldehyde.
Yes, 3-glyceraldehyde.
3.
Yes, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate or 3-phosphate glyceraldehyde. Anything you can say?
It becomes
Dehydrogenase.
bisphos.
Okay, dehydrogenase. Here, so 2 NADPH is equal to 1 NADPH is 1 NADH is equal to 2.5 ATP. 2.5 ATP. 2 NADH is equal to 5 ATP. So this 2 NADH in aerobic condition, it is going to convert into 5 ATP. So how many? 5, 2, 2. How many is this? 9 minus 2. So net, how many production of ATP is there in aerobic glycolysis? 7. Can you see it 7?
Oh, you tried it.
Yes?
Yes, Dr. Santos.
Yes.
PJK is not rate limiting.
This is not a rate limiting step, but ATP is produced. This is why this is important step, because kinase is there. Kinase will either utilize or produce.
But in that question, you chose PFK.
Yes, it will not be actually, it is not a rate limiting step, but it will produce ATP. You can see this is not a rate limiting step, but it will produce. So what does rate limiting step means? This step is regulated step. So inhibitor actually, the product will inhibit this step. And reactant will stimulate this step. This means this. And this is not rate limiting step, but this is reversible step. But here ATP is produced. So when you have actually enough glucose, so direction of reaction will be this. This will be the direction of reaction. This will convert into this. And ATP will be produced. So did I solve your
So
question?
the answer to the question is still C?
Yes?
No.
Please can you go back
The
to
answer to that question.
second question?
Yes.
No, not this one. The
This
other.
question,
What's the answer?
This one.
this is the answer. This is not the rate limiting step. All are actually rate limiting steps of glycolysis.
I thought PGK is not a rate limiting step.
It is not a rate limiting stage. Rate limiting steps always are irreversible. Rate limiting are irreversible.
So PFK is reversible.
So, oh, I ticked PFK. Sorry.
Yes,
Sorry.
PGK.
And that is why you confused. Okay. This is PGK. Okay.
Yes.
B is the answer. Okay. Thank you for correcting me. Okay. I considered it PGK. That is why I ticked it. So this is the answer. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me. PGK is the answer. This is reversible and it is not a rate limiting step. These are rate limiting steps. These are rate limiting steps. These are rate limiting. So that means you have understood nicely. If you can correct me, that means you have understood. Now, did you understand this? How this 7 ATP produced? Tell me. See, if I have put many slides, do you think I would have reached this place? I would have completed this much? No. So if I would have added 10 more slides, so it will be messy. And that is why we need to reduce the number of slides to make you understand. Later we can have more slides. If you want, I will give you more slides and then later we can. Did you understand this? Yes. How 7 ATP?
Yeah, that better if you give us, Doctor, more slides instead of like.
Just go and once I request you to go and see once Lippincott books. Okay. I want you to refer to books also. You go and see the Lippincott book. Okay. Just don't completely for pathways depend on this lecture slide only. If you and then also if you need, what will I do? I will take those slides from those books and give you. That is what I will do.
Yeah, that's cool, doctor. That's cool.
No. See, this is not adult type of teaching. Okay, so I want you to go through that book also. So that is a good. Okay, that is actually good practice. Okay.
Yeah.
You will feel more confident in that way.
And can you remind us and put the name of the book in the chat, if you please?
Lippincott. Okay, I will send you 2 messages, and then they will actually, she will.
Thank you so much.
Here will circulate. Okay. Okay. So I hope you understood up to this energetics. How? Consumed 2 ATP and produced 5 plus 2 plus 2, 9. 7, 9 plus 9 minus 2 is 7. So this is the one. So we can see here, based on subtle system, we will talk about subtle system in next class.